What's going on YouTube? This is Dre the Plug coming at you live with some more technical heat. And in this video specifically, I'm actually going to go over a question that I get all the time on this channel and even on my other channel, right? People always ask me, should I just up and go to Silicon Valley if I have an idea, if I just want to get into tech, if I want to come up with an idea and then, have it completely blow up? Should I go out to California and go to Silicon Valley to do all of this? This is a huge question that I get. Okay, so jumping into it, right? So it's true, Silicon Valley is the mecca, pretty much where all the tech in the world come from. Basically, anybody who's into tech, you know what Silicon Valley is. That's where all of the biggest tech company, pretty much their headquarters are pretty much at, or they have a huge facility that's over there. So that's why so many people really just want to go out to this area and venture off into tech and really become rich off of it because there's so much money out there. Also in Silicon Valley, young people really do have a voice. Like, they have meetings and different events just to hear some young people talk about what type of ideas or inventions that they created. And big companies are willing to actually sit down and listen to what you have to say. They won't steal your idea or anything. Like, they'll literally say, like, if they really like it, they're willing to actually help you out, help you create it, help you get on board, or even like lease out your idea. That's like one of the best things about Silicon Valley, is just like how much access you have to really get into that next step when it comes down to, making that crazy invention that you have cooked up. So for starters, out of Silicon Valley, right? So an apartment on average is about $2,400 a month. In general, that's pretty much the standard. And if you're looking for a house like out in that area, you won't find anything around $1 million. It'll be maybe on the cheap end, like 1,200,000 in most cases. Like, this area is extremely expensive. It's extremely rare to actually hear that somebody in their 20s own a house out in Silicon Valley. Most people typically have roommates, 2, 3, 4 roommates. Like, it's extremely common to hear somebody is like 30, probably even 40, and still have roommates, which was one of the reasons why I didn't want to work out there full time. Was basically for that reason. Like, I wanted my own space, especially coming right out of college. So also with gas, be looking to spend no less than $3 a gallon. Also, when you go to the grocery store, it is a bag tax. So unlike other places where you would just go to the grocery store, you will have bags and you just put your groceries inside of it, it'll be a tax and you'll have to pay for certain bags when you leave, in order for you to have your groceries just to get from, your grocery cart to your car. So also, California state tax is 13.3%, and that's just the state tax alone. So if none of that bothers you, the tax don't bother you, the actual cost of living do not bother you, you don't mind having roommates, then by all means definitely take the leap of faith and actually try to see how far you can go with your invention. And like I said, like in Silicon Valley, you'll go way further because there's so many events, so many conferences, so many things that happen outside of work where different people just show up and you just talk about what you have going on in most cases, and you never know what will happen from there. Like, young people have so much opportunity to really take off when it comes down to tech in that area specifically. So my advice specifically, right, I won't just jump straight into just going to Silicon Valley and living there if I have an idea or if I have an invention already. I will first come up with an idea, come up with an invention, actually have proof that I can market it and that I can have sales, move units. Once I get to that point, I will definitely, consider looking for a different type of angel investors. It's a lot of angel investors out of Silicon Valley. Well, typically, they'll ask for a percentage and they'll help, market, push, basically expand your invention or whatever you have, technologically created, and push it forward, definitely. So yeah, I remember this one event that I went to when I was out in Silicon Valley. It was probably somebody who was about maybe 20, 21. He came up with an app. It was something more related to the website. I can't remember if it was Google or Amazon. But more so, they heard him out and ended up cutting him a check of a little bit over $1 million just for what he came up with already. And they basically just bought him out. And it's just so crazy because you don't hear stuff like that in other states how it is out in Silicon Valley in that specific city. But yeah, basically, if you ask me, I will come up with an invention and I will get to a point to where I actually need investors to help keep this thing going, to help this thing get more exposure. I don't feel like it's smart to just up and just talk to a company about your invention that you created and pretty much tell them the whole formula, because things could easily get, switched, moved, changed, and you never know. Like, your invention can literally be gone. I feel like you should work on everything yourself, patent it. Definitely make sure you have like a really, really tight patent inside of the system. You have some units that's created, like it's a functioning product, like it actually works. You don't want to go with somebody with like a half idea and then they look at it and they make certain type of changes to the point that it's not even what you said technically, but it still do the same exact thing. So that's really what I would do if I was in a position. I wouldn't just up and just jump and go to Silicon Valley just because I have an amazing idea. Like, I would definitely try to see how far I can go on my own before I start talking to like angel investors. At the end of the day, they're basically in a position of a bank. They're going to ask for a percentage and they're going to have some type of creative control in most cases, especially if you don't have anything to really back it up besides an idea. People also always ask me, how much money do people out in Silicon Valley make starting out from college into the workforce? So this is basically the chart that I pulled up from a credible source, give or take 10K from any of these on this chart. So that's basically around the average of how much somebody typically make going straight in fresh out of college. So anywhere around here, give or take about 10K. So if you like this video and you feel like you want even more information, so 5 years ago, I actually was working out of Silicon Valley and I went to pretty much all the different tech companies that was out there and I recorded pretty much my whole process. I have plenty of friends that's out there, that's still out there to this day. And I ask them certain questions, I throw out interesting facts. The video is kind of lengthy. Like I said, if you just want to know some more information on the area of Silicon Valley, you want to get like an inside scoop, the video is going to be down below. It's going to be linked down below. So just click that, check that out. Let me know how you feel about that video.